So there's this guy named Jeffrey Hinton. He's a world-renowned artificial intelligence expert, often referred to as the godfather of AI. He recently consulted with the members of the United Kingdom's government. Okay? He told them that they really, really need to consider adopting a universal basic income to address the impending threat of job losses due to AI.
Do you want me to give you my synopsis already?
Yeah.
Okay, this seems like a very left-leaning person who's like, I'm a genius. Let me look, okay? I know AI. He already wants universal basic income. Of course. He's like, I know AI. You guys really need to have universal basic income now. Now it's not. He's like just using it as leverage.
Yeah.
Whereas it was like COVID was like, you never thought that Republicans would be like, we need to send everybody $5,000. And then all of a sudden, they were the ones to do it. They had ultimate power, and they were the ones to do it. And they were the ones that actually brought that in. And it was like, look, they probably wanted to do that from the start. But they're like, look, there's a pandemic. Let's send everybody $5,000.
See, Jordan, there's asleep, woke, and then bespoke up here. Okay. Before COVID, you were down here at woke. I was already bespoke. That's right. So when the Republicans started handing out $1,000, I was up here at bespoke saying, come on. Obviously, you're like, I can't believe that even the Republicans are sending out free money now. Ain't so free now, is it?
No, it's not.
Anyways, yeah, no, you're right. That's right.
So I can't trust this guy.
It's like to talk a little bit more about COVID. That's the same thing, because somebody is a medical expert. Then you start giving economic or society-wide advice about how things need to be run, and it's like we're supposed to trust them because they're an expert. Well, this guy is an AI expert, so we got to trust him on economics.
Yeah,
now.
You're so right, because he's a genius. See, the person that I trust is that guy who's sitting in his room right now, who has done basically nothing except he's just a genius at computers for some reason, and all he does is just sit on Reddit all day and can read the financial market, and he is like GameStop is being shorted.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy.
I trust him.
Kitty,
I trust that guy. I don't even know anything about him. But the fact that he could read that and be the only person.
Yeah.
That's who I want to know what his opinion is of this.
If you've never heard this before, I mean, it's exactly what it sounds like. You basically just get a check every month in the mail. Mm-hmm. It's just such a great idea. Why don't we
already do that?
Why don't we already do it? It's such a good idea. What could go wrong? But I think that the problem is that when you've got all these corrupt, rich idiots at the top that are basically just universal basic incoming each other all the time, then it's like, well, why can't we just have some of that money? And it's like, well, the reason you feel the need for a universal basic income is because of what they're doing at the top. It's not like, it's like it's not like them doing that to you will make it better. They just need to stop it. It's just going to get worse if they do more of it.
Look, if they want to stop sending all of our money over to the other countries, whatever, okay? Right. If you're going to give the money, trillions of dollars to somebody, if that's your...
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Why didn't you do that for 10 years? I don't know. Would that have been better? No, sure. Yeah, if those are the two options.
No, because, look at when they gave everybody money during COVID, and now inflation is insane.
Yeah, but what if they just
kids are going to have to deal with that now.
Right, but imagine if we hadn't gone to Afghanistan and it had been 20 years of them not giving billions over to foreign countries and then funneling it back to our politicians. Mm-hmm. Imagine if they were like, look, this is a horrible idea, but this is an actual question. That's horrible that we did that. But would it actually be better financially if the money stayed in the United States? And was like, hey, we're going to give everybody $1,000 every month instead of giving it to these weapons over here. Weapons, whoever.
Right.
Was that actually better?
I don't know, because I think that an economy is such a fragile thing that if you just all of a sudden just start dumping free money into it, it just kind of jacks it up. It's it's sort of this it's its own. You can't control it. You know what I mean?
It's pretty interesting.
As soon as you start controlling it, we're watching what happens.
It's like, well, okay, instead of giving people money, why not just not tax them? That's like that's right.
Can't say that. What do you mean?
Who would keep up with the street? Who would
Who would fill
man.
in the potholes finally after 6 months of running it over with my car? Finally,
If I
one day.
had no taxes and I had to pay a toll, and I had to
I
pay
know.
10 tolls on the interstate
Yeah.
because there were 10 companies, I would gladly do that.
Yeah.
It would make people want to ride their bikes more.
When I go to Florida, I have no problem paying the
I
toll
know
for
what you
the
mean.
roads. I literally
Because I don't have to pay for food.
Yeah.
I don't have to pay taxes
Yeah.
on food.
Yeah. It's even. I mean, yeah.
And I'm like, look, I'm a visitor here.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah.
I actually don't spend that much money when I go visit places.
Right.
So if they want to get some money out of me because their
Right.
roads are amazing, actually, they're probably the best in the country.
Yeah.
Sure. I don't care.
Yeah. And that is true. Florida roads are always pretty nice.
They're spotless.
Yeah.
They really are.
Yeah. Okay. Well, back to AI for a second. Do you think that AI is going to take so many jobs that that people are just going to be broke? I mean, it's going to create a new like poverty crisis because no one's going to have any jobs anymore.
I don't. The people I think that it's going to affect are software engineers.
Okay.
AI is going to be able to figure out these jobs, but like your entertainment jobs, like people will always want to see a real person interacting in the real world because they want to know how they can interact in the real world and how they fit into this whole thing, and they want to emulate something. They don't want to emulate AI. So that will always be here. Normal jobs like that have been around for 500 years will still be here. Building houses, doing plumbing, all this stuff. That's going to take a lot longer to in my opinion, to replace. So I think the people who are really freaked out are the people who are creating this. They're like, I'm creating something that's going to replace me. And they're writing all the articles because all their friends are software engineers. Universal basic income, because they're scared out of their minds. Because that's what they know how to do. And, they probably should be scared.
Yeah.
So I think they all want to start transitioning to AI so that they can not be replaced, but be working on the thing that replaced their old job. But now I'm working on AI.
I see.
You know what I mean?
I see.
I think that's going to be a huge shift. Everybody wants to go into that now.
Well, according to this guy, it's mostly going to benefit the rich, the AI revolution, because the blue collar workers, those employed in jobs that can be automated, stand to lose their means of income, and that's going to be bad for society.
Okay, he's talking about being a cashier or things like this.
Blue collar workers. I when I hear blue collar, I think like construction. Like what? How long is that gonna be?
I don't know. This sounds like somebody who is out of touch.
Yeah.
A blue collar worker's jobs. What does that even mean? What does that mean?
The people I see sometimes in the flyover countries.
And I feel bad for them because I'm able to fly and not be in the back of the plane. I can be in the front. I'm paying for this. They gotta wait. They might not get on the plane.
If this plane goes down, they're gonna die first.
It gets broken down. I'll survive. Like they just have this superior. When I read that, I read a superiority complex in somebody who is completely out of touch with normal human beings.
They feel guilty
about their success.
About their success. Yes. I gotta give something back. So what I'm gonna give back is
universal income.
Is recommending universal basic income.
Exactly. So I can help the idiots out there that they think are idiots.
Look, this guy's welcome to donate his all of his belongings and his money to the poor blue collar workers out there that he's about to destroy because he's the godfather.
Like he's got the power to destroy everybody's lives. Like, come on.
Anytime that is very true. Anytime there's some new technology or something, things move forward. There's always this fear, like, what's gonna happen? Well, what are my priors? What are the things that I want to enact? That's the answer. It's like we're going forward, but also we need to look back at the things that we still want to implement, but we haven't got there yet. Maybe just we're going to keep moving forward, and ideas like universal basic income aren't going to matter where we're going. You know?
Yeah.
Like, imagine, we've talked about this on the podcast before. Imagine a world where you don't have to pay for food.
Right, and that's why we were so interested in the LK99 stuff, because it was like,
Right.
what if this world, like, surely that has to be able to exist. It has to.
Remind people what LK99 was.
It was basically
Or what it was supposed to be.
It was pretty much going to be like free energy. It was going to be a technology that was going to allow for transportation to, to be free. You never lose energy. It's like the energy is never lost through friction. So, nothing. You just basically store energy in a battery and you can use it forever. In my mind, that has to exist somehow, because
when
humans what I've learned and researched, that seems like a discovery that we just haven't found yet, but that we kind of are like, this has got to be out there.
Yeah. When humans unlock that, there's no... I don't think our brains can even fathom how much that will change. I mean, really, truly think about that. Like, if we could completely automate food production, even just food, like you would still pay for other stuff, but just
food production, food is like dirt cheap. It will almost cost nothing.
Almost costs nothing. Like, imagine it's like a $10 Netflix subscription because they found a way to create food so quickly and efficiently. And you know what? And if you want like the organic stuff, if you want fresh veggies and fruits and meats, maybe it's $20, maybe it's $30 a month. You know, but imagine that if you could get food for free, what would be a good subscription? Like $100 a month? Like, that's still a great deal. $200 a month is still a great deal.
Yeah.
To have it droned to your house.
Yeah.
And at that point, you don't need to work that much.
Yeah.
At that point, like, think about it. If you don't have to pay for food, now you can really sit there and think, all right, well, what are my priorities now? Like, what subscriptions do I pay for? Do I actually need in life? Because if I don't have to pay for food, I can live a lot simpler of a life.
Yeah.
So maybe I just get rid of the cable. Maybe I get rid of internet. I'll just have food and just enjoy a more normal, off-the-grid life. You know?
Yeah, if you don't need to be droned into you, and you could live farther out, and it would just pop up.
There are so many things that we can't even fathom that could emerge tomorrow or in 10 years from now that would change everything, you know?
And superconductivity, that's what LK99, they thought it was, a room temperature superconductor. That the room temperature one doesn't exist.
It has to be
currently.
Like super cold.
It has to be ridiculously cold.
Right.
And then it can function, but that takes energy.
Right.
So now you can do that
Catch
with like
22.
high-speed rails and stuff like that. They have, I think, in Japan. But to be able to do it at room temperature is kind of like the holy grail of everything, physics, math. So hopefully they can discover that, because I think it would make a lot of these people shut up.
It just strikes me as very archaic thinking. It's like, well, we're about to be launched so far into the future that jobs are all going to to be we need a new government program to help everybody. It's like, wait,
exactly. So the government is the solution. Exactly. Whenever you hear that the government is the solution and they've screwed everything up, it's like, well, you're lying.
Well, how can they afford to give us money? They're too busy giving money to all the other countries.
Right. Yeah.
I don't want to take it from them.
Yeah. I don't want to take it from the other countries. They
need it. Okay? Who's going to fight all these wars? All right? I'll just lose my job to AI. Look, if AI wants to come along and people are more interested in watching YouTube from AI YouTube channels,
I'm already sucked into that with the French AI stories.
I'm getting my YouTube titles from AI now.
Yep.
God help us.
I mean, it's crazy helpful. It really is.
We'll ask ChatGPT. Hey, ChatGPT, give us a title for an episode that is about how you give us titles for episodes.
Yeah. There you go. See what it does.
See what she/she/
I'm actually considering paying for 4.0, ChatGPT 4.0.
What's the difference?
Well, now it's gotten way better with language.
Oh.
So you can actually talk to it.
Verbal abuse.
And
well, if you want to yell at somebody, it's like my son. Like, if you need to yell or you need to hit something, go hit the pillow. Don't hit your brother.
Right.
If you need to, Sarah's like, if you need to yell at somebody, go pay for ChatGPT.
Go yell at her.
Get away from me.
Yeah, I want to get that because it can do the exact same thing that I'm typing out, but we can just do it verbally. And it would correct me, and I could talk to it in French.
Can it talk back?
Yeah, and it sounds amazing. Like, it's crazy. I've seen video of it. I can't believe you haven't seen it. It's unbelievable. It sounds like if it called you on the phone, you would have no idea.
Can you make it sound like your voice?
You can make it sound like, I mean, you can make it sing, you can make it be a boy, a girl, it doesn't matter. You can make it sing what it's saying. No, I want you to say it again, but like sing it in French.
What is it? How much does it cost?
I don't know.
Well, let's sign up for a free trial.
All right. I mean, I would love to.